Welcome to the Nicole Loving Earth podcast. This is number 12. This is actually number 12. So I'm super, super excited today. We have one of my dear, dear friends, Uriel Riley, who I have had the pleasure of meeting in real life last year, almost a year ago to the day. And today we're going to talk about the frequency of love, or the love frequency. So I want to introduce my friend Uriel. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself. So let's welcome him to Nicole Loving Earth. Ah. Hi, Uriel.
Hi, oh, Nicole, honor to you, gratitude, and highest heart love. That I am so happy to be here because I have met you in real life, and you know, it- when we're in a comfortable place, it's like being in the womb. You know, we can grow, and you have just cultivated love on this planet. So strong and extended your roots all the way over to where we met in LA. Highest heart love to everyone in Australia.
Yes. And I
So
think
I
so. Tell us a bit about you, Uriel. Tell me a bit about you. If people want to work with you after they've listened to this, or they want to reach out to you, what is it that you do? What is it you're known for?
wow. Yeah, that's right
Big
up my
question.
so I'm like known for being a very loving, caring father. And my daughter now is 17 years old, and she's, my pride and joy. A lot of people know me for being my mother and father's son, Kevin Jonathan Riley and Wilma Calloway Riley. So then my sister's big brother. So a lot of people know me from being Tamika's Riley's brother. So, but yeah, being in all honesty, that's just my foundation roots. And so that comes from unconditional love and knowing who I am. So having a sister teaches you, you know, that, hey, I'm not like her. So I'm known very well for someone that has been on this journey mastering themselves. I'm a master fitness trainer and yoga instructor, pranayama, over 20 years. I've trained athletes all over the world. And I devised a holistic just a modality for everyone. And that is your healing modality, which is diaphragmatic breathing, assisted stretching, and pressure points to the feet and hands in an hour session. And recently, I added the harmonic vibration, which is the understanding of the vowels and the principles of healing sound, which are the 8 principles of healing sound laid out by Ted Andrews in Sacred Sound. So I
Hmm.
use all that to help people help heal themselves. Thank you for asking.
That's
And I'm
okay.
a friend of Nicole.
Oh no, thank you, Uriel. So I guess like the vows, I love doing this work with you. I've stretched myself doing that work with you of opening up the vows, and maybe we can move into that in a little bit too. I may sing publicly for the first time on my podcast, but but under your guidance, I don't feel so nervous. So I guess for those listening at home, like the love frequency, this sounds a little bit woohoo maybe, but there is a particular vibration or frequency or megahertz, if I'm correct, where we can play a particular frequency and it instills love, it expands love, it calls love into us. So for those playing at home, Like I love going down YouTube rabbit holes looking for the next big frequency that is on my hit playlist, or what I'm playing in the background when I have clients, or if I'm, if I have a feel of what the session's going to be, I'm going to play a particular one that stands out to me on YouTube for the different frequencies, right? So what would you say is the number to look out for, Uriel, for love frequency, and why? How does it work? Like, how does that open up for us, or why is it that number?
Well, there's 432 is a lot of people would go right to there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the sacred numerology,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So you have four, three, and that's seven, and then two is nine. So you have, the perfect manifestation of the God and infinite knowing.
Yes.
Nine. Yeah. So when, but and that's how you normally want to look at your frequencies into the with, into numerology, because you have to look at what their combination, and because when you're
Like
looking at combination,
963 is seen as like the God frequency. Exactly. Right, 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 right. Keep going, sorry, love.
no, not yeah, and that's exactly it. So there can be many combinations, but when you're looking at nine, you're looking at that master
Mm-hmm.
number. And when we look at numbers, we're looking at something that we find only in our understanding, in our God level frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is you look at the 1.618, right? The 1.618 is the natural curl and curve. It's the what some people call Fibonacci sequence,
Right.
but it's that 1.618 is going to also show how there's a curve in life. Nothing in nature is flat. Nothing in nature is straight.
Yeah,
You
it's all
know,
rhythm, it's vibration, yeah. So the Fibonacci, I'm gonna stuff it up with my teeth at the moment. Fibonacci's, this is the like one, two, two, four, that, yep, 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 yep. Okay. So, and then the master numbers are like seven, nine, uh, what is it, 13? No, 15? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so what we're talking about here in regards to vibration and frequency and the love and God numbers, and then matching that with the frequency, it's just a particular vibration of the music and the way that it hits you and opens up your heart. If everything is vibration and everything is energy, obviously you coming into contact with a higher vibrational frequency. So, say for instance, the love frequency or the God frequency, what your vibration is instantly going to do is try to come up to match that, correct?
right? That's right.
And so then,
That's right.
and
And
so,
you can have the negative the same way, and that's what they've done with speeding up heartbeats.
mhm,
A rapid drum
like the
will
theta
speed
base,
up.
tick, 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 like this, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. So it works both ways. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you can mellow it out and you harmonize melodies, we have to understand that a rhythm is just the foundation. That's just the beginning of anything dealing with harmonics. But when you bring into the melody, you're mixing two chords. And so it's two things, two sounds that come in accordance. Two harmonics is how much it will have a resonance with it. And so um, when we look at the vowels, for instance, the
Mm-hmm.
A, which we know in numerology is one, and we only have one heart, right? And that one heart has a rhythm. That same rhythm is the first um, sound that our body is making, right? So we come into a harmonic resonance automatically with our heartbeat. So anything that can alter our heartbeat is in that frequency of A, and that is going to harmonize with it is something that's going to grow us, not that be detrimental.
Mm. And then it kind of opens up like everything too, because if you think about your heartbeat, your mother's heartbeat was the first thing that you heard. Ding, 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 right? That mimicking of the heartbeat. So anything that's going to have that kind of same heartbeat rhythm is obviously going to hit that same spot, right? Is obviously going to hit. And then you have that same frequency that comes in that at the same level, right? Then all of a sudden you understand why music is so powerful, because it is literally just mimicking the first sound that you hear as a conscious being. It's literally the drum beat. Anytime there's a drum beat, pop, 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 pop,
Ooh,
right? You're just
that's
mimicking
right.
the first sound that you hear as conscious being. So we choose our parents. What if the reason we choose them is because the vibration or the frequency is like similar or close to ours? Tick, 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 ding, 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 ding. And then it's like, right?
Right.
For those
Right.
who are
Right.
listening and not seeing my hand, tick, 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 tick.
Well, when you look at things, that's why I love to look at um, the masters before us,
Yeah.
because you can look at an array of masters, and then you can look at ones that were under duress.
Uh-huh.
And it's story, which is a whole different level of gumption, if you will, than the masters that I and some of that I've trained from
Yeah.
that were at peace all their life, that didn't have that stress. The long termness of what it done to their heart racing, nah. And how that allows your creative energy to be able to produce things within a safe environment instead of I have to get this out so that people will know, as opposed to I'm going to take my time and get this out the way it should be understood by
Yeah.
that's an entire different level. You know, the
Yeah.
MLK. You look at America, like his brother was murdered. He had his family tortured and all that stuff around. People don't even understand that what stress and duress he was going, putting himself on the line. And then you have someone like Ted Andrews, who I've learned from, who was just at peace. Got to have hawks and
Yeah.
learn from that. You know,
Yeah,
it
it's
makes a
really
big difference.
interesting. This is like this how stress affects the body in regards to frequency. Um, Absolutely, the pressure of creation, right? Like you and I are both creatives. We both love to write. We both dabble with art, and it's like trying to take fruit off the tree before it's ripe, right? You may plant a seed and you're watching the sapling growing and you think, okay, that's ready. I've got to get this out there now. I've had this idea. It's just coming up. This idea is just coming up, right? I need to like get this out, but it's not full maturity. It's not fully bearing fruit. It's not fully grown into its consciousness. And so I feel like that may come with, I don't know, the wisdom of age or just doing it long enough now.
And
Not
they only
I
live
know
to
I'm
39.
the same age.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing stones. I'm not throwing
right.
stones. But
But
I'm
no,
saying
that's
that
so
maybe
true.
maybe now it's like, oh no, we can see when an idea is planted and we're wise enough. I didn't say old enough. We're wise enough to realize that just because the seed is planted, it's not the same day that you pick the fruit. Okay, so with an idea of creation, a creative pursuit, or just creation, you're wanting to actually let it explode and you're wanting to let it grow of its own, time and space that it needs to do so. And this can happen in a day, or this can happen in a few minutes, but this can happen over weeks or months as well, or years, right? So just depending on what the project is. But how frequency can play a role in stress, like when we have that level of stress, it's almost like our outlets for creativity shut down with stress, right? Because we're not able to have, like what you said, that freedom to just create. We're worried about where is the next paycheck coming from? How am I paying my rent this week? What am I doing, right? Rather than being able to be, living the Baroque lifestyle in the 16th century or the 18th century of the full Renaissance experience. And we're like, have patrons that pay us to be creative because that's what we're here for. We're here to be
Exactly.
creatives. Now pay us because we are deserving of patrons. I want that. I want the Renaissance to make a Renaissance. Right? But they were onto it. They knew about frequency. They knew about the collaboration between art and frequency. They knew about the collaboration between art, frequency, and music. It was not a coincidence. It's not like some grand discovery. They were on it.
That's
Who's your
right.
favorite,
That's
right?
right.
Hmm.
It, I mean, look, think about it. The they're the only time in, in we look back in the past that we built pyramids all over the world, right? Was when we were at peace. There
Mm-hmm.
was no wars. Well, no one invaded. So what we do? We start, and they give, you can look in the Bible and stuff, and it depicts it as they were building as the Tower of Babel, and they said, God had to scatter the tongues, of the earth because they were building too high. They were building it to the heavens, and so on and so forth. But like these are things that we have right now, still to this day in front of us, that are massive. They didn't build them under duress,
No,
under stress.
under slave conditions. No.
They aligned literally with the constellations. And just the ones in Egypt, and there's over 200 more in
South
South
America,
Sudan.
Antarctica,
Yeah, yeah,
Pacific,
all over the world, right?
all
But
through
each
Europe.
one of those are aligned with the planets.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I
all
mean,
built to be facing the sun.
it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So what we can do with our creative energy when we're at peace is unmatched. It's incomparable.
Mm-hmm.
But rest, you know, we have to stress, and sometimes we do magnificent things. We learn that in sports, with the stress and exact timing and oh my gosh, precision and execution. It's like they did that, but that has to also be trained for. You have to build the muscle memory for that. Just like surfing, people are like, "Oh, think you just hop up on a board? You don't even know how to paddle out yet. Like, you don't even know how to swim.
Yeah.
Like."
No, it's very true. And I feel like when we're thinking about that low frequency, like what, okay, so if we're looking at 463, is that what we said? 463? 452.
Yeah, 432. Yeah.
432. Okay, so 432. So what we're talking about here is if you go onto YouTube, you can type in frequency music 432 and it'll all come up. And this is the love frequency. Okay, but where else can we experience this love frequency, right? There are songs that have been made to the love frequency. Is there places in nature, Uriel, where you can be experiencing this frequency? So like where else? Is it through a waterfall? Is it through the ocean? Is it like a bird song or like I would love someone to measure
Oh,
my growl and tell me what the frequency of the vibration is for it.
I would love that to know that. Like that's a great because it depends on also what resonates with us, right?
Mhm.
Because there's forced resonance and then there's sympathetic resonance. So anything that is in harmony, most likely is just is based off of in the harmonics is something that's came into a sympathetic resonance. Whether it was through forced resonance depends on the pitches and octaves of the different melodies that are coming in together.
Mm,
So, I to me, I love listening to the birds
mm.
chirp. You know, I love listening to the water.
Me too.
I love listening to my heartbeat, and so um, I love listening to myself sing in the shower.
I wonder, I wonder with that, is that what you would say? Like, say for instance, you meet someone, and you know how you meet someone for the first time, and you can be like, Uriel, and you're like, Nicole, right? And then sometimes we have that, sometimes we have that feeling of like, it's the person that we're meeting isn't on our, we say like on our wavelength or the same vibration. Like, is that actually what's happening there? Do you feel like that we're not on we're on a different frequency to that person? And it's no fault of anybody or any one person, but do you feel like that can be why sometimes we just like absolutely love the person's energy, or I'm so happy to be with them, and that is definitely for me meeting you? Or do you feel like when we feel that disconnect, or I don't know, there's something I'm not liking about that
Yeah,
person, that the vibration or the frequency can be off?
yes, and that's where we go with our intuition and dissonance. That will be what we call, a, you know, dissonance.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when um, something is more discordant to our energy, to our natural energy, to our natural vibration. And so that's why understanding those principles in resonance matters so much, because you look at forced resonance, and that's when the stronger energy just overtakes the
Okay.
the, the not strong. And so, yeah, that definitely goes along with the intuition of the understanding of your energy, because your energy is what matters more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And like, say for instance, if someone is wanting to raise their vibration, or we're always told, oh, you just have to raise your vibration, you have to raise your frequency. Like, I know what I love to do when I'm feeling down. So you can, and maybe in the show notes I can put a link to like the different frequencies and vibrations of the different emotional states. So like, fear has one vibration, or jealousy, or love, or peace, or calm, or harmony, or tranquility, and joy. Who doesn't love a bit of joy? But so I guess it's like you can have a look at the graph and see. And we're always told, oh, to raise your vibration, raise your frequency. So what is like your favorite thing to do in raising your vibration or raising your frequency?
Breathing and stretching to my body, literally just taking time. It
Mm.
doesn't take that. And I, other than that, of course, writing, because I'm a big writer, so I'm always writing, and I like to write in colors.
Mm.
Those are the two things. And taking long walks. I love to walk, and um, work out. That's always something I do. That's something I make sure I do. But that always raises my vibration. Or drink a glass of my love water, which I mix with lemon and flower, uh, rose petals, and so I keep that. And
I
that
want to make
that's
some love
something that
water. I want to drink love water.
yeah.
Okay, so lemon and rose petals. I have that stuff here. I can make some love water.
Yeah.
I love
Exactly.
this.
Because
I love
that
this,
purpose, it cleans it so well.
Yeah,
And then
I
you
love
can eat
lemon
the
in my
rose.
water, but I never thought to put my rose petals in there. That's a great idea. Um, I love what you said about all of the things to raise your vibration. I would have to say the same for me. Music's a big one for me. If I want to change my vibration straight away, it's like if I put music on. And
That's
like the other day, it was kind of like using my intuition, right? What do I need to listen to today? You know, do I need to listen to something to cry? Do I need to listen to something that I know all the words to? So I have like a sense of, power or wisdom. No, no, no. It was like all these dance songs. So it was like Juramaquai and all this like old 90s dance music. So I was having a great time dancing around my kitchen cooking, but it was like that's what I needed in that moment. So I feel like when we follow our intuition for what to do to change or increase our vibration or our frequency, it can be so closely tied to movement or some kind of release, like in regards to writing or speaking our intuition, because there may be energy that needs to just shift, or be let go of. Walking is a great one, leaving everything that you were thinking of or feeling behind you, you know. Um, yeah, dancing's been a big one. Surfing for me, of course, everyone knows that.
that's a good one.
But I don't like to go surfing angry. If I'm angry, I won't go surfing.
Yeah.
I'll get the anger out first because there's something I get the anger out first, shake it or write it out or whatever, scream
Yeah.
into a pillow. The ocean is an amazing transmuter of different energies and emotions and replenish and renew and cleanse and all the rest of it. But there's something about me that is like my anger is my responsibility, not the ocean's, if that makes sense. So, everything else I'm happy to drop off in the ocean. But it's like, no, I don't want to put my anger into the ocean. Even though she's like, you silly, I can take care of that for you.
Right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so great. That's so great because the water always represents cleansing. No,
Right?
right?
Yeah, and love and all the rest of it too. Yeah. All right. I wonder if we do a heart opening with that love frequency. Do you reckon we could do A? You're gonna have to lead it, but all right. So sometimes on the podcast here, I'll do a little meditation to open people up, or we'll talk, or it'll be an activation. But I'm putting Uriel on the spot now. And so
I'm I'm ready.
you're ready? All right.
I'm definitely
What we talk about
so
with opening up well, you preempt it, Uriel. I'm not going to try and say the wrong thing here. You talk about it. What are we going to do here?
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tone the A. A is might as well, right?
Might as well.
We're gonna tone the A. And the A is the colors pink and green. Its frequency power is truth and love essence. And the metaphysical sound, melody and harmony. And it deals with our interpersonal relationships, our heart energy center, and like I said, the truth essence. So it contacts the CNS in our spine around the T9 and C1, the T9 and C1 vertebrae, which is your thoracic and your cervical vertebrae. So that's what we're going to
Okay.
do. So the, we want to begin with just relaxing ourselves.
Already, do you feel that energy of love?
And release two more times. taking in everything we want and we're releasing everything that we don't want. Last time, breathe it in, everything you want in through the nose, down to the diaphragm, and release what we don't want. And we'll begin toning up A. A. Perfect. Now we're going to scale it up 3 times, okay? Breathe in and release.
I'm more nervous than you. You're fine. I'm really nervous doing
Okay,
this.
okay, okay. I'm I'm gonna go and then you go. Okay.
I'm gonna put a link to Uriel doing this properly, and not just me trying to do.
That
Okay, go
sounded
Uriel. I'm
good.
serious. I'm serious. I'm a professional.
Okay. I'm gonna scale it up 3 times and then you scale it up 3 times, okay? A, A.
That's so much better than what I did. All right. Now I'm really nervous. Okay. A. I apologize
Yeah.
to everybody at
Oh, no, that was perfect. That's perfect. That
home.
was perfect. That's exactly it right
It's
there. There you
opening the
go.
heart.
Okay.
It's opening the
You're
heart.
opening the heart.
And if you
That's
can't have
right.
fun with it, then how is your heart opening?
That's right. Singing, opening that heart. Okay, so let's just go through all of them really fast. Let's
Okay.
do that.
All right.
All right, here we go. 3. All right. And I'm gonna just go through. I'll show
All right. You.
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 Oh.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Ah.
I. You know, I always get stuck on I.
Awesome, awesome.
Uh,
It's
I
such a
think
great sport.
this is the thing. You want to know how to raise your vibration? Laugh. Just laugh. Just laugh.
Laugh,
Just smile.
laugh.
Right? It doesn't matter
This
what
is so fun.
it doesn't matter whether you're doing it right or wrong. It's like, are you having fun? And that's to do with surfing or, going for a walk or singing or dancing. It's like, who cares if you're doing it right or wrong? Just have fun, right?
Yeah,
If love is a
that part.
frequency, I want you to feel the energy now because that is love, that is fun, that is happiness, that is joy. That frequency that you're feeling now, you can feel it. You're listening to it. You're like, you're wishing you were watching this. But that is it. It's involvement, it's community, it's coming together. There's no separation. You're not making someone feel bad because they can't sing.
Yeah,
They're having fun.
exactly. because and that's what the lesson of toning gives us, is that no matter what, if we do that 3 times, the third time is going to be better than the first, you
Oh,
know?
I love singing. Like, I love it. And my whole life, I was told I was no good, right? And I think maybe 2 years ago on my spiritual journey, one time Spirit said to me, "Oh, you can sing now." And I was like, "Really?" Like, yeah, 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 you can sing now. And I was like, really? Like, I'm talking, my ex-husband used to ban me from going to karaoke. I wasn't allowed to go to karaoke because I couldn't sing. I was
Really?
yeah,
No.
yeah. Sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to shame or blame anyone, but yeah, but I believed it. And now you are the sun, you are the rain, right? So it's like
Yes.
what changed was Spirit was like, "Oh, you can sing now, by the way." I was like, "I believe Spirit. I believe Spirit saying to me, oh, by the way, you can sing now." Something did change for me. Something did
Yes.
change. And whether it was just a freedom or less fear around using my voice, or I don't know whether there was some part of me that I healed, or whether that's all I needed to hear was Spirit telling me, oh, by the way, you can sing now. I started singing publicly. I haven't done karaoke since, so maybe when I come back to LA, we'll have to go to karaoke. Um,
No doubt.
but I feel like with all of um, the spiritual path, it's like where you believe you're at is where you're at. And what you've been told in the past does not have to be your future. What you've believed in the past about yourself does not have to be your present. So, yeah. I can sing really good. That's my truth. Mm. Sorry.
I've heard you. I've heard you talk. Wow. This has been so awesome, Nicole.
Yeah,
You
you're a great singer.
love it.
Like you've got one of those great voices, that great deep voice. Mm.
Oh, I appreciate you. My dad told
Favorite
me,
song
he's
to
like,
sing? What's your favorite song
um,
to sing for
my
you?
favorite song to sing would probably be something Michael Jackson. Let me show you the way to go. Let me show you. Let me show you the way to go.
Mm. I was yeah, mine's Lionel Richie, so you can tell we're the same kind of vintage here.
Love that Lionel Richie. Oh man, I love that so much.
Oh, well, thank you, Uriel. Is there anything else you want to finish with for today? Like, what would you say is like, um, your one piece of advice or one thing that you want to share with everyone before we finish for today?
Just know that each each time that you walk outside and each time that you look in the mirror, that same person is who's going to love you the best. Highest heart
I
love,
stuff I
Nicole.
wasn't gonna cry today, and you bloody made me cry again.
You are. You're amazing. And I
Uh,
honor you.
yeah, Uriel, I think, well, not only is it true, but it's just like such a beautiful message, you know. We can always be looking outside of ourselves for this big, big love. But have we discounted how much love we have here for ourselves, you know? Mm, very much so.
That's right.
Um, Thank you, Uriel. I love this conversation about frequency. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to spirituality. I love going down rabbit holes. I love finding connecting pieces. I remember the excitement that I felt the day that I realized like that Metatron and Enoch and Saint Germain and like
Oh.
run through a frequency and energy through all of those. Like I was just like, oh, does anyone else know this? So I love the nerdy side of spirituality too. I love the connection with the numbers. I love the connection with like the ancient points in time in relation to dates. So yeah, if you have frequency or frequency music that's your favorite, send it to me. Let me know. And for all Uriel's details and contact details, they'll be listed below the podcast. And we might see if I can get him to throw up some of his favorite frequency tracks in regards to love.
God. And always can come to my quietude.
Yeah. So where is the choir
But
for all of our LA listeners?
yeah, yeah. So if you are part of Clubhouse, you can come into Clubhouse and you look up under Clubhouses My Quietude, and it's a 24-hour frequency place, and we just play
Mm.
different frequencies, sometimes water, just the ocean, as well as different melodies,
I'll put the
just to
link.
keep
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
your
We can put the link straight for that club. Great idea. Yeah, I love it. I
And
love.
then we're reading Sacred Sounds every Friday and cultivating Joy DeVee, which is a house by Penelope Tiam. And so we're reading the Sacred Sounds book there, and that really helps people cultivate their practice, with sound healing and other methods as well. And it also shows the UOAEI in that book as well. So we just finished chapter 1, 2, and 3, and we're going into chapter 4 this Friday. So you can
Oh,
catch us there.
I love it. Perfect. Oh, excellent. So yeah, if you're wanting to contact Uriel or join him on Clubhouse, I'll put all the links for that down below for him. Uriel brothers, thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast. It's always a pleasure and honor to be in your company. I can't wait to come back stateside and give you another big cuddle. Um, yeah, you're a really special human, Uriel, and I'm really honored to know you.
I'm honored to know you as well, Goddess. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for all the work you do and the light that you shine on this world. Never stop. And know that you are beautiful, divine.
Thank you, love. Hmm. Thank you.
Peace.
Yeah, we still have to work out what that frequency is. If anyone can measure my growl and tell me what the vibrational frequency is, send me a message when you work it out. So here's a big one for you to go test. Thank you, Uriel, my love. Thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone who's been listening and watching. Your support means so much. Make sure you rate or subscribe or like or whatever you feel like doing with the podcast, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Nicole Loving Us.